Beautiful people! Today we are ranking La Liga, Team of the Season, Liga F, Portuguese League, all inclusive, at least the key individuals. And as per usual, we have broken rank 1 foot champs debatable in the pine. I'm not gonna hold you. Run up the comments. If you're new, it's free to subscribe. Bon Madi, we have seen this story before, but I still like the footwork. Ballon d'Or winner, clean, crispy touches, always precise, move and groove. If there's any bit of a question, it more or less is, can you insert a 5'3" or 5'4" center mid? Pateas, she's been a different breed since day one. Early adopter, just magnificent with the skills and the play styles, stepping into space, the positioning, overpowered from the very beginning. And nothing has changed. This is an upgrade that you're gonna love. Use and abuse with the best of them. I'm saying broken. Alejandro, with all due respect, and the stats look good. 5-star, 5-star. But the reality, you have better players in the same positions across the board. And I mean this with respect, but we're going to the pine. Alvarez, often slept on, and we should say most of Team of the Season has been affordable, maybe even downright cheap. And the hype has not been the same this year in particular. In fact, if we could do a sidebar in the comment section, I would love to know your thoughts on the overall game cycle, what changes could have been made, because when I looked through this year in particular, only innovation that we saw, or at least it feels that way, were the objective challenges with friendlies where you needed a certain amount of wins in order to unlock a player. Perez, that's gonna be a no for me, Bob. That chip shot is also always a bit of a fake play style. Anthony, and he's part of that United crew. What's going on with Manchester United? When players go there, their careers just don't have the same trajectory. And to some degree, I've started thinking to myself, this might be a builder club. Once you leave, you go on to hit your prime again. Budimir, not bought in. My apologies. We're just going to keep it moving quick. Speaking of, Caicedo, wow. She is not light when it comes to that speed boost. That parameter is crazy, or I think I meant speedometer, but you get the idea. Her takeoff, electricity, she's sparking things, and it doesn't have to be 420, if you get my drift. Hashtag organics. We don't have notes, we just come off the top. Bars. Jude Bellingham, cover star bonus. I mean, the dribbling looking crazy, the stats looking crazy. He's gonna compete with some of the best of the mids. I can't see him not having at least a degree of separation. I like broken. I might make another category. End of the video, we do the review. You know, if you've been to these parts, how we get down with the get down. Keep everything authentic, transparent, and open-ended. Di Maria, who should go down as a legend or an icon when it's all said and done. That's my take. This man's longevity, love to see it. And even on the virtual pitch, and I might have a bias, but I like the way that he moves. I feel a little more deceptive. My creativity, the juices are flowing. I might be reaching to get him into foot champs. That could be the Dirty Mike bias, and I'm okay with that. Giovanni on the SBC, next to nothing. I would knock this out. If you need another speed demon, which I feel like most of us do, he will do the job. He is qualified. Courtois, I love the 90. I'll take the 92. Safe rank 1. Goalkeepers are strange. There's all preference and just not a position that allows you to have the same level of quantitative data. Torres, smooth. If you're knocking through objectives, good for the weekend. I'm not upset if you go rank 1. You do get 4 play styles, including but not limited to technical, rapid, press proven, and low driven. That's not bad. 5-star, 5-star. I've talked my way into rank 1. DePaul, if you need a model individual, this man is undoubtedly handsome, even objectively speaking, but I think debatable at best. We have too many midfielders. What do you want me to do? Iago, Aspis, what are we talking about? How many players have been more consistent? Always in the conversation, always influential, and never being used. Not nearly enough. I want to be respectful and just put him in debatable, but he's probably more or less on a downward pusher. Gyökeres. Do I give him that extra kicker? Now with the 4 play styles, he has been dangerous. I have not enjoyed defending against him. Got a little bit of that turn and burn, got that through ball orientation, positioning on point, 4 play styles. Definitely a threat, a danger. Will make you nervy. You got to think twice. Respect what he's putting on the virtual pitch. I'm still saying rank 1. Jimenez, another OG, triple OG. I like him in Foot Champs. I would also recommend the SBC, cost next to nothing. Bruiser, let him push, shove, move people around on your back line. Hansen, and this is going to be a hot take potentially. I've always loved her. I don't know what happened to this item in particular. I've been using her. I currently have her in my starting 11. Doesn't have the same feel or instant one-person counter, little skill and a refresher and a takeoff that she once did. It might be all the upgrades with the rest of the players on the pitch. They've caught up, but I feel that rank 1 feels more suited. Griezmann, aging like fine wine. If you need a floating attacker, little interchangeability, connectivity, someone who can put together and orchestrate, plays multiple instruments, speaks multiple language, this can be your guy. And the finesse shot, the long distance, unbelievable trajectory and movement and curvature. He is a French artiste. He's not just painting, but he's also doing the sculpture work. Let this man do what needs to be done. Marble never stood a chance. Martinez, he's been growing on me. I guess we'll call him the tree stump. It's not a player I usually resonate with. A little bit undersized for a CB. Kind of has that Marquinhos feel, but this version, this iteration, this upgrade, moving a little more groovy, a little bit different. Got some pep in the step. I'm giving him rank 1. Isco at the disco, you won't need him. Debatable is fine by me. Koundé, I really like him. I think you're getting good value out wide, a little more defensive oriented. He's got that jockey in motion, responsive. I kind of want him above Foot Champs. I might revisit. We have such top tier talent already sitting in rank 1. I don't know if I'm giving him the lean in the press just yet. How do I want to play this? I don't like an undersized center back, but then she comes through with 4 play styles and it's everything you could ask for. Makes contact, lets her play a little bit bigger on the pitch, put some boosters in the shoes. She got some high heels on or some Timberlands and allows her to build into the center back role proper. I don't know if I'm going above debatable, but I'm not mad if you have done differently or if you have a different opinion. I will hear that full-fledged. And I'm also happy to rate any of your teams if you want to put those in the comments. I know we have seen so many changes and shifts throughout Team of the Season. Belgium International, too ordinary for what we're putting together. Goalkeepers, once again, a little confusing on where they should be. Courtois has done so much for me. I'm giving him a little bit of a nudge or a notch up, but we'll still have Garcia in Foot Champs. Lamine Yamal, where do we begin? Where do we end? And the storytelling, the narrative, we're actually working on a video as I'm recording for our second channel, Football Records. If you have not subscribed, use this as a notification, a plug. It'll be linked down below, where we do all sorts of mini docs, if you will. And that's what's coming out on Mr. Yamal, who's going straight to broken. Nico Williams peaked early this year. He had hype, we had momentum, and then some of the adjustment periods did not put him at the same stage or the same pedestal or the motion that he was on. Still good enough for the weekend without a doubt. Patry, I got a lot of respect for her. Her previous iterations have made game time. A lot of compliments and superlatives that I can insert for Patry. I like her for the weekend. Mbappe, only 1 place, and that's by design. I'm actually going to take Jude Bellingham down to rank 1 because he's just not on the same level as Putellas, Yamal, or Mbappe. So unless I add another category with the elitism and the unlimited budgets that go with it, if you want to get a couple of these top-end attackers, we have to have separation. And when it comes to meta material, I don't think it gets much more significant or dialed or accurate than talking about Mbappe. Pajor, I like her, not talked about enough, would recommend quality finisher. Rudiger, manual defender, stand up, let him get in there. Bruiser, make contact. And again, the price point is crazy work, not costing you an arm, leg, not even a finger or some toes. Light lifts. Get him on the couch, lock it in. The Romanian, that's going to be a no. Valverde, another discount shopping opportunity for box-to-box goodness. I don't know what's happened. I've never seen a Valverde edition with this type of rating, these types of stats be this affordable or this cheap across the board. Ona, a lot of these undersized fullbacks, that stylistic approach hasn't worked this year. They've been kind of on a downturn. I like her upgrade. You got to anticipate finally getting a little more free flow. It's just not how the game has worked, where you're not typically using those fullbacks to interject this mandatory attack where you're whipping in crosses. It's not like last year, even the previous season or that previous iteration. Rafinha been the best Brazilian without a doubt in my mind. hand in the air. If we're talking La Liga, that guy has been an absolute spectacle. Lamine Yamal might grab plenty of the headlines, but if you've been watching Barcelona, Rafinha has been on a different planet, a different breed. And I struggle to comprehend that he came from Leeds United and made this move. Vinny Jr., even though we've seen this story, talked about this picture, rewatched, didn't need a sequel. He's had multiple iterations, almost similar to Mbappe. He does what he does at the level that he does it. It's undeniable. And he has to be in this category. That's how I feel right here, chest out. Pedri, big uptick. I've never been the biggest fan of his items, at least on the virtual pitch. I don't know if it's the size or they didn't have maybe enough packaging to be elite in one area of the game. But this item in particular definitely feels that we're getting a notch in the right direction. Spaniard you will not be using. To the Pine, Pal, cool for debatable. And then I know I've seen this Portuguese individual in some rotations, people talking a little bit, but I see him more debatable than a guarantee for FUT Champs. Can we talk about a review? Because that's what we're gonna do. As for broken off rip, this feels right. Now, in terms of priority, price point, you can move them around, but these are the elite of the elite in La Liga. I will hear nothing different. I love Bon Madi, she's been fun. But I don't know if you're going to make too many cases, even in rank 1 going up. Hansen, I would hear it. I understand. I just don't think she's been as good. Jude, even at a 97, I just think there's another category. If you asked me, would I rather have Pateas every day of the week? The answer is yes. And then the attacker is a little bit of a different role, but it's a similar situation. And it's also supported by what people are spending. Koundé, I need to see him uplifted. I think he's a rank 1 fullback. I would prefer him there as opposed to a center back. I want that on record. It doesn't seem right to not have Valverde even a little bit higher up, but I think I'm going to leave him in FUT Champs. And then when it comes to the debatable and the Pine, I will all counter cases. They're not going to be on the first docket. We have so many options. And I didn't even talk about every team of the season player across these 3 leagues. So many of them just out of rotation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. As per usual, I have a lot more coming out ASAP. We highly appreciate you.